Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday the 27th of July. It is nearly Christmas and this year is absolutely flying. I can't believe we are now practically 7 months through the year. And I know we say this as we get older, that your life really starts to steamroll. But yeah, I cannot believe we are almost into August madness. So this is my weekly channel update. This is a chance for me to look at the games that I've played, games that I've bought or have been sent, as well as have a sort of conversation topic. Today's conversation is going to be relatively quick because I am looking for playtesters, and I'll explain exactly what I'm looking for and the help I want. Well, I'd like hopefully to reach out from subscribers, etc. Before I get into any of that, I just want to start with a little bit of channel news, really. So for the last 3-4 months, maybe longer than that, I've been doing practically a video a day, and I'm not burnt out by any stretch of the imagination, but I do need to find a little bit more time. But also I think I probably put too much out, maybe, so maybe people, get a little bit fed up of seeing my face 7 days a week. So the plan is to scale it back to 3 to 4 videos a week. I also plan to move all of my interviews to live, and I'm going to try and do them. I think I've got one this Friday coming up, but most of them through till September. Yeah, that's how far ahead I've now booked interviews with game publishers and designers are going to be on a Thursday evening. Round about 8 o'clock is my plan, I think, and I'm going to try and stick to that. So if I've got a live interview, there'll only be 2 other videos that will probably come out that week. There may be the odd week where there's 3. I'm going to try and stick to this Sunday one because it's just a nice chance for me to sort of sit down and go, what happened in the week, what's going on, and what am I planning to do, and just look at different books and just sort of talk to you. Also, I had an interview live meeting with Alex T of Black Oath Entertainment, and we were just talking about, he was like, you should get a Patreon. I was like, I've got a Patreon, what do you do with it? I was like, very little. People are incredibly generous to just give me the $1. Some people are actually paying more. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to have 3 videos a week on YouTube. I'm going to try and I'm going to put 2 videos onto there, so there's going to be 2 videos a month go onto Patreon. Don't worry, the videos will eventually come onto YouTube, probably about a week to 2 weeks later. So I don't want to sort of put anything behind a paywall and have any sort of, I don't want to be that sort of person that does that with content, but you will sort of have early access to certain videos as a sort of thank you for those that subscribe to the Patreon. The Patreon is just a $1 a month. You also then get you get freely added in to the every 2 weeks now we're going to be doing the live reviews that we do with a few of the other members of my Discord, and in there we give away whatever copy of the book we're reviewing. And if you're also part of my Patreon, you will also have you'll also, whether you're live watching that or not, you will be included with a chance to actually win a copy of whatever book it is that we're reviewing. So yes, there's a couple of little perks there for $1 a month. So obviously if you can go and support me and and the channel on there, please do. For those that are already doing it, thank you very much. Incredibly kind. Members, I'm getting gifted memberships on when I do lives, which is fantastic. So I'm going to do at least 1 video a month for members only. It's going to be a live, and I'm going to kind of do a sort of question. It's going to be similar to this, I think, but it's going to be a bit more question and answer, so you can come in, ask questions. It's just going to be a chance to hang out with me, probably once a month, I think, initially. I haven't got that many members to make it worthwhile, sort of, because I don't know who's going to attend and how many people will be there. But I think I can then set it out to everyone else after you make it a member only. I need to have a play with YouTube, so I've just got to work out an evening where I'm going to do that once a month. Okay, so that's like the update, really. Okay, games played. One. My games played are it's dropping down considerably. We're in the summer holidays, and it does make things a little bit harder to actually get together for games, unfortunately. But I got to run Pirate Borg, and I did a review of The Repentant, which is an incredibly interesting adventure, little one-shot by Zach Goins, and it went exactly how I predicted in my review. and the decision the players get at the end is amazing. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link to it down in the video description down here, so you can have a watch, see whether you think this is something you are gonna want to run for your players. It was brilliant. My players, I'm not going to spoil any of it, but there's things I sort of say in the review that I think and expect it to happen, and it's exactly how it happened, how I thought it was going to go. And yeah, it was so good to see the players and the choices that they made. But I'll leave it there. Go and watch that. So what's arrived? We've only got 12 to go through this week before we get on to playtesters, really. Playtesters needed, I think we're going to call this one. And yeah, the first one is going to be really short. This again is by Zahak, and this is free actually, so you can actually download this for free from, I think it's due to Shark Week or something. And this is just a little one-shot adventure with 4 little, going into a sunken ship with a shark, hammerhead shark here outside it. Yeah, just a little sort of Pirate Borg. I do love Pirate Borg, and Zahak does write some really good adventures for it. To say, pick up the Repentant, you're going to want that. Say this is free, so you can just go and try Zahak out for free. Next two, I'm not sure I'm ever going to play this now. These arrived, so I kickstarted these. This is Cthulhu Tech Shadow War, and these are, I think these might be final or almost final, to be proof checked, because sometimes the creators actually send these back out. But there's 2 books. We've got a Games Master's Guide and the Player's Handbook here. And the reason I say I'm not sure if I'll ever get this played, the Player's Guide itself is 600 pages, which is just incredible. And the Games Master's Guide is 386. Now, it does look interesting. It's a futuristic sort of Shadowrun, that sort of world with cybernetics where Cthulhu creatures and monsters, so you got the cosmic horror and all that is included. This is the 2nd edition, so it's updated. They've changed some of the rules. But I genuinely don't know whether I have time to sit and read 1,000 pages to get a game played. I don't know. The one good thing this has got is this is single column, so I think it's realistically in my head probably only 300 pages. It's got this little handy dandy thing which drops down here. I don't know what the icons are for as yet, but as you go further in the book, it changes colour, so it sort of gives you an idea of the sections. But yeah, I did the Kickstarter video on this a while back. This was an instant grab for me because the world and it looks really interesting. I was just a little bit intimidated by just how big this actually is. I'm gobsmacked, really. But it does look good. It's laid out well. What we've got, humans. So it's obviously, was this the one with the aliens? I think there was sort of other alien species that came down on the planet as well and take over. So yeah, we've got the catkin, the hidden. So these are going to blur in. That's some great artwork there. That is good. Ghouls, nice. And so what are these sort of magic of pocket dimension? And these look tiny, don't they? Yeah, 5'2", teeny tiny, homunculus size, and viper boar. So these are serpent-like snake people. So interesting species or class races to pick from. I'm going to try and get. I just I can't believe just how much I've got to read. Hopefully, a lot of it is sort of character options in the Player's Guide, so it's not actually that big. But I pick up a lot of books that are complete and 380 pages. Not this. This is vast, but single column might be pretty quick. The boys at Black Lodge Games sent me a copy of Cults of Shack, which has got bombs and boobies in. So I had that last week, I think. Did you have boobies last week? Possibly. Maybe I'm going to have to put adult warnings at the start of my videos because of the content I'm being sent. You can actually see front bottoms down here as well. Choose my words carefully because I don't know how YouTube works from the analytics point of view. But this book, it's 145 pages. I think this is available already. on Drive. If it is, obviously, again, any of this I'll link through to Drive Through RPG where you can pick it up from. But this is really interesting, actually. So I was reading this last night, and the book's, it's two parts to this book. The first half is talking, and it's for Mithras, which is a D100 system. So you could pretty much, I think you could easily put this into things like RuneQuest, any of those sort of D100 games. But there's lots of interesting facts about different types of cults, and it's got this diabolic new mechanics, as new sort of spells and things around being kind of, demonic, that sort of type people with spells and stuff like that. And then the second half of the book, just try not to sort of spoil too much, so I've got loads of different cults and examples, and the second half of the book is Shadows over Avalok, which is a complete campaign city setting with maps, NPCs. So you've got loads of information about cults and new game mechanics for D100 systems, and then a city location that's really detailed with lots of NPCs as well. But what I like about this, and Black Lodge Games did this with the Shucked Oyster, and they put a lot of NPCs into their books, but it's also done in a way where you can, as the games master, you just bring in a few NPCs as and how you sort of go along. You don't have to sort of memorize and learn all the NPCs as you go, but it's great to have options and choice in here. So that's Cults of Shak. We then got the infamous Cursed Scroll 4 for Shadowed Ark. So this was released, I think, earlier in the week. I've already done a review from it. If you haven't seen it, I'll put in the video description down in here. So this is the fourth one. It's a jungle adventure. I do like jungle adventure campaigns. It's had a little bit of negative feedback over the map. I don't like the map. I'm hoping this is not final on the map, but this it's up to them what they do with maps. But the adventure itself is pretty good. There's two really good classes in here. The ranger classes with this herbal remedy is really, really interesting. Gives them an extra, it's like, is it 5 or 6? I can't remember. It's 5 kind of sort of mini magic powers to go with some new druidic spells, which are really spot on theme. And then we got sort of 40 or 50 different locations for the hex crawl, and then 9 mini maps. It's good. I do like it. I had a couple of wrinkles, which we'll show if you watch the review. There's a couple of minor things in here, but I think overall it's a good one. We then got Salvage Rites, which I don't even know how. I think, because this wasn't emailed to me, I had no message from anyone. I can't. So if you sent me this, thank you. I don't know. I'm assuming it's either Ivan, Craig, Stephen, Jared, or Pierre. Some of these people have sent me this. I don't know. I can't find anything. I just had a link through from Drive Through RPG. They must have found my email address, assumed that was the right one, and sent it to me. So thank you. This is good. This is a random derelict ship generator for Mothership, which is really good and interesting. I wasn't sure what to expect from it. And then you get in. I've had a bit of a play. I've rolled up some random derelict ships with variety of creatures, aliens, the equipment, the things that the player characters can go and find on there. Really, really interesting. It's 56 pages of lots of random tables, area escalation, how to sort of build out maps of ship drop dice to create different items. A lot of work gone into this. I was so impressed. I thought it was going to be an adventure, and it's not. It's actually unlimited adventures. You will never get tired of Mothership and random generating bases and things like that. Really good piece of work, so thank you. Next up is a big teaser for the live video that is coming Wednesday. So was it Wednesday the 30th? I've had to write it down. So we are doing the review team on my Discord. We are doing Sla Industries 2nd edition. The 1st edition was fantastic. It's based kind of in the future. Jared kindly sent me a copy of this, as you see up there. I've got all the books already, but I don't have the PDF, so I needed a PDF copy to show. So I contacted Jared. I said, I've already bought them. He was kind enough to actually send me this through. But the artwork, it's absolutely stunning. the history in the world. I'm not going to spoil much of this because we will take this through on the live review. And obviously, if you're part of the Patreon, you will go in the draw to win a copy of this, if whether you watch it on Wednesday or not. If not, come join us on the Wednesday, and we will be tearing to pieces in good and bad ways Sla Industries 2nd edition, one of the most beautiful books you can ever have on your shelf. Next up is Warhammer the Old World. Hopefully you'll have seen both of my reviews for this. These are heading to be 2 of my most popular videos. Cubicle7 kindly sent me a review copy of the Games Master's Guide. It should be about for pre-order. The pre-ordered PDF, I think, is coming in the next week or so. And this is just, as you'd imagine, I'm not going to spoil much because I want you to go and watch my review video if you haven't watched it. But this is sort of pinning down into one area. It's called Talagard, which is where the players are going to be based. And it links back to the contacts from the player's guide. You've got magic items in here, which, so magic items, half the book, I'll just show you here, half the book is allies and antagonists. So there's lots of creatures. We'll finally get to see how it plays from the combat point of view. And also you've got all your corruption rules. And there's 4 different levels of corruption. And I think 5 different cult corruptions in there as well. Then I had an interview on Thursday evening with Alex from Black Oath Entertainment, and then following that interview, because I do love Cernethalith, he went, well, do you want the Book of Masteries? And then he's got Vaelorian Codex 1, 2 and 3. He has sent these across to me. So the Book of Masteries, as it sounds, is another chunk of masteries. The original core rule book comes with 20, and this is, I think, probably another sort of 20 in here as well. I haven't actually counted. I'm not going to count while the camera's on, and some other, additional sort of builds in here. But what we've got with Abyssal Reaver in here, all different tier. Oh, okay. So it's just bigger with some more backgrounds and more tiers. Brawler, like a martial artist in here. Well, we've got Caustic Blade and Dust Blade. So yeah, more options is always good. And then the Vaelorian Codex issue 1. Again, this is more rules and more. So we've got some optional rules here for combat, some failing combat, and then there is a cult in here, some new merits and flaws, which is always good. And then the Bonefields, which is a complete adventure that you can actually escape from and get out. If you haven't watched the interview with Alex, it was really interesting, talking about Cernethalith, because I hadn't noticed that it's the same artist throughout. It all looks universal, but that's so, which is why it has the way he has this bit where he talks about, a lot of the next bits are written, but he's just waiting for art because he wants to carry on using the same artist. So this book 2 is going to give you combat critical hits and fumbles, crafting lockpicks, finding containers in here, and creature combat tables. Okay, always good. So more options is always good. More creature modifiers, and then another. So we've got Bleak Threshold, which is another pre-written adventure, and then Codex 3, which is just out. I think it was released last week. And we've got some Finding Companions. These are people that are going to come alongside you to help you. More unique rooms in here. And then some optional rules for battle attrition, which is designed to speed up combat. So it's just going to sort of make it deadlier a little bit quicker, which is cool. Companions looks good. I like the ability of, action economy. It's always good to have creatures hit something else other than you for a little bit of respite. And more boobies. Okay, on a lion-faced. What are those things? A god beast, that is. Okay, it's neither a lion nor scorpion, but it's got boobs. Okay, so that's all we had in. I say that's all we had in. That's a great collection that I've had in this week. Okay, so just bits on. Should we do what's coming up? No, let's. I'll do what's coming up next. No, I'm going to do what's coming up this week. So Tuesday night, Chubby Funkster, Shadow City is going live on Kickstarter, so I will be live with him, and we will launch the Kickstarter, turn the Kickstarter on. If we get funded in that time, I've got a couple of copies of his books so that I'm going to happily give away to someone live and watching, but we have to get to completely funded to get the books for free. Wednesday the 30th, Slay second edition is the live interview. And then on Friday the 1st, I will be interviewing Nicholas live with The Adventuring Family, it's a really serious book, actually. This is a role-playing book designed for children with ADHD, going through stress, anxiety, depression, divorced parents, things like that. It's designed for children of 4 and up, as well as dyslexia. So yeah, I'm really interested to actually get the designer in. He teamed up with an actual clinical psychologist to help write this, aimed to help children, it's wonderful. Okay, so yeah, calling for playtesters. I want to now. So I'm just gonna. I've got to tell you the story, and I'm gonna try and keep it nice, if that makes sense. So I've never had this ever in the 30 odd years. I've had games masters cancel sessions. I've had games masters say they don't want to run a book or something, but I've never had this before. So 2 months ago, I signed up for a game on another channel, and in that 2 months, I've declined offers from other places to drop that to go, because I've signed up for a game. I'll always try and stick to whatever I can. And it was going to go out Friday night, but sort of 8 or 9ish, depending on the starting times, and everyone was fine for that. So 2 months go on, I've done some advertising, marketing for it, because I'm excited to get back on to this channel and role play with them. Excited to play the game. And then earlier this week, we just get a message from the games master saying, basically, there's no apology. No, I'm thinking of doing this. Just, we're now moving to a completely different night. Hope that's fine, and see you there. Was it? Obviously, there was the explanation behind it because of work, but I was just like, well, I can't just drop everything and go completely different night. And 3 players just dropped out pretty much instantly, and then I'm like, oh, I generally don't understand how people can think that it's just acceptable to drop something. For me personally, talk to the players, to tell them what the problems is, and then see about moving it. Not just go, nah, not going to move. I'm going to move it. It doesn't really matter that, thanks for taking your time out of your diary for the next 12 weeks. I'm not doing it now. I'm doing it on a different evening, and no apology. I at least would have started with, I'm really sorry. But anyway, so let me know down in the comments below, if anything equally bad has ever happened. To say I get cancelling, I get needing to move, but I kind of think the players are quite key to a game, and it's quite important to actually have that conversation with the players before you decide you're just doing it. That's just me. I like to think I'm a little bit more considerate in that way. But anyway, through tragedy comes goodness, because I was looking at running games. So I get, obviously you can see by these videos, I get sent quite a lot of books and different systems and different adventures. So I was trying to find a way to play test and run some of these adventures and find an additional evening. So what I'm going to do now on Friday evenings, because they're free, weirdly, I will be I've set up a group on my Discord, so if you want to be involved in this, come and join my Discord. The links are in the channel description. And I'm trying to get sort of 10, 15 players together, something like that. So I have a regular group. So I can basically pick an adventure and go, right, okay, this is on this Friday. This is the adventure I'm running. The first sort of 4 or 5 people that can say they're free. Because the reason to have sort of 14, 15 is because things happen. Some people have already said, if I can make some, can't make them all, which is absolutely fun, because I want to try and make this a regular thing, whether we do it fortnightly or every week, however it may be. I also want to encourage other people to come and run games on there if they want something to showcase, anything else they can on there. But it will allow me then to do some of my reviews actually with the players, or with the players' feedback in mind, because I tend to do most of my reviews, if I haven't played it, from a Games Master's point of view. I think it's going to be really good to have it from a player's point of view as well. And it just means weekly I can get more things actually ready for review. In return, everyone that joins in, I will send you a copy of the core rules from whatever we're doing. And obviously, if it's a small adventure or whatever, once the adventure is done, I will then send you a copy of the adventure as well. So yeah, there's going to be a sort of thank you. It's going to go live. It will be live. I think I'm going to StreamYard it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to sort of tally in Twitch. I have got a Twitch account, but I'm going to probably need help if I'm going to sort of set it up through and do it through a Twitch type thing. I'm not sure exactly. So it will be live on either my channel or Twitch. Hopefully, I'm just going to do it on my channel through StreamYard. I can do some sort of, I think it's called a stage on Discord. Again, I might need some help with this, so I'm looking. I think it's the 8th, I think is the first Friday. So the plan is to test it. Obviously, if you want to be involved, I do require you to have a microphone and a camera. I don't want anyone off camera at all on it, and I want people to have like decent microphones. So the sound quality is going to be good. But yeah, if you're interested, please come join me. Join me over on. So we've got a variety of things now. Obviously, I've got rid of my Instagram. Instagram is pointless. I get about 3 views, and everything on Instagram is just people promoting OnlyFans. That's what it seems to be. I'm sorry if that gets me struck off by Instagram not liking it. But TikTok, I have quite a laugh on TikTok, and there's some great games masters and fun. There's lots of like older people like myself just doing TikTok videos on there, which is really good fun. But that's it. So yeah, let's say live. Somebody know. Unless something really big comes out or major lands, there won't be any sort of pre-recorded videos going out this week. So I'm live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think that's probably enough of my face. Please come and join me on there. If you want to be involved in the playtesting, come join the Discord. Obviously, please consider joining my Patreon. You will get a couple of videos earlier than everyone else. And for everyone else, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.